If you don't know what that is, what happens is when the hurricanes come up the East Coast and they're destroying everything and people are evacuating, we all go down there and drink. So, it's my first time. I'd never been down there before, and I was like, this sounds awesome. I'm going to have to show up for this party. And I knew a couple people there, but I'd never been there before, and a lot of the people there I didn't know. So when they went to the liquor store and one of my friends bought an entire bottle of vodka just for himself, I was like, oh, I got to show these guys how it's done. So I bought the entire bottle of vodka for myself. The problem was, this was back in the college days when I wasn't eating so well, and by that I mean I was too lazy to eat some days. I just wouldn't eat, or lunch would be a bag of chips or an order of French fries. So we start up this party and we're just drinking vodka straight out of the bottle, which is why I don't drink vodka today. But it was a fun time. It's storming outside. Eventually we got out the slip and slide, which I don't know if they have that here, but it's a big sheet of plastic you lay in the yard, you run the water across it, and you go running and slide across it. So there's a hurricane, the sensible people have left the coast, and we're outside slipping and sliding, drinking straight vodka, and boom, that's it. That's where memory ends. I wake up, or to better phrase it, I come to, God knows how long later, outside the back of a church, and I'm pulling on the back door of this church. It's locked. I'm pulling on it like I'm somehow going to break it open and get into the church. I look down, I have no shirt on, I have no shoes on, I have no socks on, I have no pants on. The only thing I'm wearing is a pair of American flag boxer shorts. Thank God I didn't lose those. And thank God I didn't get into the church, because I would have crawled underneath something and went to sleep and been found by the police the next day. But I came to and I realized that I was kind of in a tight spot. So I looked around and realized I didn't know where I was. I'd never been to this town before. I didn't know any landmarks. I didn't know anything. So I started walking, barefoot down the street in my underwear. Luckily, the hurricane was mostly over by now, but no one was on the roads. There was no one around. So I'm just stumbling down the road at probably 4 or 5 in the morning, damn near naked, drunk. And I walk and I walk and I walk and I find the mall, which, great, except it's not open and I don't have a wallet and that's not going to help me at all. But I find a payphone, which then I'm like, this is something I can work with. So I go to the payphone. I had 1-800-COLLECT, because you call someone if you don't have a wallet, you're going to have to collect call them. And I realized that I don't know a single person's telephone number. They're all in my cell phone. I've never memorized any of my friends' numbers, because why would I? I could call Adam, and it calls Adam. I don't need to dial his number. So I realized I could call every single one of my friends' houses that their parents lived at in high school, because I have those numbers memorized, but that's not gonna help things. So I think about it a little longer. I could call my house and talk to my little brother and get him to give me someone's cell phone number. Except my parents would answer the phone, and I know that I'm definitely slurring my speech. So I sit down beside the payphone, I lean up against it for a little while, and I just kind of plan my options, and it's starting to get light out, and I realize I gotta move, I gotta do something. If I sit here, the police are gonna pick me up. So I start walking again. I find my way into a little neighborhood, and there's a couple ahead of me walking their dog. And my first instinct is to dive into the bushes because I'm not wearing anything and I don't know what to do. But they're kind of young, so I decide to just take a chance, because what am I going to hide in the bushes all day until night and then try and find my way home then? So I go up to them and I say, excuse me, you guys have been to college, right? And they start laughing. It's pretty obvious my condition. And I explain to them that I'm from out of town, I don't know where my friends are, but I know that they live behind a grocery store called Harris Teeter. And I asked him if you could just please point me to the nearest Harris Teeter so that I could walk there and get home safe. I'd greatly appreciate it. So the guy tells me, go down the road, take a left, about half a mile. So I managed to walk half a mile. No big deal. I can get there probably before the police get to me. So I start walking, and just a moment later, a truck pulls up next to me. And it's the guy who was walking his dog. He's like, get in. The police are going to, I'll take you there. We got to get you off the street. So I hop in his car, and he drives me to the Harris Teeter, and we pull up to it, and it's not the Harris Teeter they live behind.
Yeah.
It's a different grocery store. So I explained to him, this isn't it. Is there another one in town? And he says, yeah, about 3 to 4 miles down the road, there's a second one. So he drives me there. It's an uncomfortable as shit ride, by the way. I'm sitting naked in this guy's car. So, how are you? Thanks. Was that your wife? She seemed nice. He takes me there, and that's the Harris Teeter. And he drives me back behind it, and there's their house. And I'm eternally grateful to that man to this day. I mean, I don't remember even what he looks like, but he saved me. So I stumble into the house. I grab a beach towel off the front porch, soaking wet, of course. I throw it over myself. I crawl under the ping pong table, and I go to sleep. I slept till about 4 o'clock that afternoon, and when I got up, I was so dehydrated and sore I could barely walk. My legs were on fire. I just laid on the couch for the rest of the day and ate pizza and drank Gatorade. But the moral of the story is that if you have that kind of experience in a town where it's just everything about this place is telling you to never come back, do what I do and move there. That's all.